Hey everyone, welcome back to Bros and Shows. I am your host, Josiah, aka Mauler67, and with me, as always, I got my buddy, I got my pal, I got my brother Austin. Austin, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little stressed for tomorrow, but I'm pretty good. I did my laundry and it was good.
Stress
Uh,
for tomorrow.
yeah, so it's a whole thing. So we haven't spoken in a bit. You've been kind of busy this whole week with school, back to school, and everything.
Mm.
Uh, but I sent you a picture about a car I was looking into purchasing.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up purchasing it. Did the whole thing. It got delivered to me on Saturday. And the place I bought it through is like you have a 7-day back money guaranteed. If you find anything wrong or you don't like it, you can give it back, and then we can find you another car that you would like, or whatnot. Like like that whole shindig. Um, the guy dropped it off on Saturday, and I was like, sweet, cool. I like the car. It looks nice. It's amazing. Get into the car, start going, and I get transmission slip instantly. And when the
Ooh.
first sign of that, I'm like, heck nah. So on Monday, I'm going to call their customer support and get the car transferred in, swapped out, changed, because
Mm.
I'm not buying a car that has transmission slip,
No,
even
I don't
if
blame you.
it's not that expensive. Like it's only like 10K.
Mm.
Not worth it. Not worth it at all.
Mm. Mm.
Uh, I like did a bunch of tests. Like I drove around for a bit, tested it. I got it twice, and I was like, nope, nope. The idea that they could like say there was no issues with the car, and I'm like, I got this twice easily. Either they're lying or they didn't actually test the transmission side of it, which I could see them not testing the transmission side of it. Like all they did
Mm.
was just make sure everything was working as intended, but they didn't do like a transmission test. So no, I got called them in and get that all set up. So it's just sitting down in my in the parking lot for now, and then
Mm.
I'm gonna call them and get that all sorted out. Which sucks because I was really excited to have a car back. But if there's another car that has like a good quality swap out that I can do, may just do that and see about it. But who knows? Um, so yeah, that's what I'm kind of stressful about. Other than that, I had a good weekend. I mean, I
Mm.
played Magic this weekend. I built a new deck. I built a Zodiark deck from Final Fantasy 14. It did amazing. Pulled him out. He became an 18/18 the second he came out. And then I equipped a Leyline Axe to him and punched someone in the face for 18 trample. And they couldn't do nothing about it. And they would have died if, I punched them for, he wasn't an 18, he was a 12, I think it was. Yeah, he was a 12. Leyline Axe gives him double strike and trample. And so the dude had to block with everything just to survive the hit. And then I instantly became like the target of everything, which was 100% fine. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this deck is just a Voltron deck with Zodiark, and he just
Yeah.
comes in, sacrifices stuff, and then swings wildly. And you
Mm.
gotta kill me before he kills you. So it
Yep.
worked pretty well. I didn't win that game. I think I was like the second or third one out or something like that.
Mm.
I think Chip won that game. I can't remember. But then the second time we played, I played my birds again, and my birds finally got to do what birds did. And all my Hermes deck does is I draw cards a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I put some things in it to make it go really stupid, such as Moonlit, something. It's a blue card that has the effect that anytime you would create a token of equipped artifact instead. Well, I equipped that bad boy a Soul Ring. And then I had 10 Soul Rings on the field, and I'm just like, guys, you gotta destroy it. I don't know what to do. Like, I have too much mana.
Mm.
And then whenever they're like, oh, well, we destroyed that, I'm like, oh, dang. Well, I'm going to cast Stolen Identity, which is the same ability, except you cipher it onto a card. And so I
Mm-hmm.
Stolen Identity my Cage Sun, which just doubled my mana, and then I made like 5 copies of it. It made me so happy because I built that deck from just whatever I thought of. Like I was just like, I just want to draw cards. well, how do I draw cards more? Well, let's put some blue cards in there. Like, it's all blue, so let's do blue cards. But I don't want to do nothing but counters. So I made that thing. And now I'm like, they don't want me to play with birds no more. Birds are becoming a problem child.
Yep.
But,
Yep.
no, it was fun. It was Chip and Mike, and then Jordan came over again. Brandon wasn't able to come because he has like a wedding or whatever. So it was a good old time. Then I had Vampire. That was great. It was our first game of the News Chronicle setup, and we had a good turnout. We had 2 new people show up. They were really cool. Enjoyed them a lot.
Cool.
And we had a fun time. So yeah, that was my weekend. Other than me doing laundry, there was nothing I did today, except I will admit, I watched all 10 episodes of this series today because I forgot about it until the very second I went to LARP. I was like, oh crud. So I got to enjoy the whole episodes. But Austin, how was your weekend? That's a great
well, this week's been crazy actually. A lot of nuts. We got a new foster kid. He's been living with us since Thursday, and I've been just like bonding with him and stuff. He likes to play Minecraft.
Minecraft. Minecraft. Okay.
Yeah, Legos, Minecraft, stuff like that.
Does he just play vanilla Minecraft?
No. He just plays whatever. I think it's like a whole bunch of different crafting stuff. I think it's a lot of mods.
So, okay. It all just depends on if he plays modded or not, which depending on what he's playing on, it's vanilla.
It's probably vanilla. It's a Switch. So,
yeah, it's vanilla.
Yeah. So he's been playing that, and then we went on a hike yesterday.
I saw the picture. I didn't respond because I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to respond to this as.
So Mama Burkhart walked all that way. She went hiking with us. She did great, fantastic. And then we lost my wife, and then I had to walk. So like the trail's like half a mile.
To your wife.
I lost my wife. So what happened was like, so it was us. We started off on the trail. It's about a mile down, and then you have to do a 5-minute walk to the waterfall. So they got to the mile and they were like, hey, we're too tired. And me and my wife were like, hey, we'll go to the waterfall. So we walked to the waterfall, and then I was like, hey, I want to take the trail on top of the waterfall. I've never done that before. And she's like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to walk back this way. And I was like, all right, meet us at the point where they're at. Okay. So I show up after walking this whole long way, and I was like, hey, where's my wife? And my mom was like, she hasn't shown up here. I was like, oh no. So I was like, hey. So I went back to the waterfall trying to find her. She wasn't there. I come back. Then I walked all the way to the car from the trail, and she was there. And I was like, oh, gotta walk back and help my mom. So I came back and helped mom, and then came back. And so it turned into like a 5-mile hike for me instead of like a 3-mile hike. So it was a lot of fun. So we did that. I've been just working at the school all the time lately. I did get to play some Magic this week finally.
Nice.
I didn't get to play it last week. I did not win any of my games. Of course I didn't, because I'm a threat. Especially when I'm a big threat. And especially since now I have added some Spider-Man cards to my deck. There has been like Mr. Negative is a really disgusting card for Uller. So like I'll gain all my life. So I was at like 48 life with Uller, and I switched it with my buddy JT for 33 life. So I drew all those cards, and then I flickered him and switched back our life totals. So because when he enters, you switch life with someone, and then you gain that much life if you would lost life. So I gained all those cards, then I flickered him, and then he came back on the field, and I just switched my life back. They didn't like that, so I was hit multiple times, and I died really easily. I tried really hard.
That's what you get for being a filthy casual. Okay.
Yeah, I'm filthy tryhard. It's pretty funny. Like when we played Magic the last time, and Chip and them were like, "Wow, do you guys? Would you have interacted with any other person like that?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like that's not just because we're brothers. Like that's how I play a game. Like I try to get an out as long as I can, and then I'll be like,
Nah,
Nope.
I don't believe you.
They're not
I don't believe you.
I know. You don't believe me?
That was 100% because we're brothers. That happened.
No.
The funny thing is, right? I admit to them, I'm like, no, very very much when me and him were like in that moment of playing, that was me being like, Austin, just take it. You can't stop it. And you were just being like, I can keep going. I'm like, no, you can't, Austin. You can't. And it was just that. I'm like, it's Austin. And then like, yeah, no, it's just funny. It was a very sibling thing to do. And Chips always laughs because like he like me, Mike and Chips deck that they were playing on Friday were very basic. Like, I play this card, it gets this effect. You're good. Me, I play this card, I get a bird. Because I got a bird, I get to draw a card. Because I draw a card, I create this. Like, I was just sitting there like doing this combo, like my stuff. And he's like, it's so crazy. This game has been 2 hours, but at least 45 minutes of it has just been Josiah's turns. I'm like, I'm sorry, there's too many things.
Yeah.
Which was funny because he played his horror deck. And that thing freaking was, I think he won that game because that was the game that I played Zoyark, because he like he has the one commander that gives all of his horrors menace.
Oh yeah.
And then they just kept getting stronger and stronger, and there was nothing we could do. And it's like, I punch into you with this 2020, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna block it. It's like, no, you have to have 2 creatures. I'm like, I'm dead. I got killed by Davy Jones.
Yeah.
And then now with the whole Kirby set coming out, I'm like, you gotta get those horrors in there too.
Well, there's so much. There's so much different sets that are coming out right now. The secret layers. I'm so excited for the secret layers. Like I saw all of them.
Some of them I'm excited for. Other ones I don't really care for, which is fine.
Yeah.
If people like them, people like them.
Star Trek, I'm excited for. I've been wanting Star Trek ever since I started playing Magic. When I was like, Star Trek's going to be a thing in Magic now, and I was like, I'm here for it. I was like, I'm here for it.
I don't care personally because I prefer Edge of Eternity.
That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to lead up to that.
I was shocked that they announced a Star Trek set when I was like, you just released Edge of Eternity, which is like your own Star Trek kind of set. I'm kind of surprised by this.
Well, but there's secret layers though. That's the difference. Like they're not.
They're just going to be like 6 cards or something like that.
No. So they're just reprints of other cards, just different art.
Oh, okay.
So like Edge of Eternities works with Star Trek. So like you'll have like the Starship Commander is probably going to be the USS Enterprise,
and then like, you're going to have Arcane Signet's going to be like one of their communicators or something.
Yeah, because like most secret layers don't put them cards. They made a mistake when they did The Walking Dead. They did that where they put those cards in as like Walking Dead characters. They were like, these exist in the universe, not Universe Beyond. So a lot of people were upset about that because some of those cards were really powerful, like Rick was. But then they reprinted them later in like their lore set where it's like, hey, this is actually Rick. This is just like Magic lore now. And you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But now they stopped doing that. They were like, no, we're not doing that unless we do a universe.
Is just reskins. Because I know they did that with Mickey. I'm still really new to Magic, especially if they're releasing stuff. So I get their secret layers, Universes Beyond, and whatever the other thing that they do, where it's just like 6 cards. That's special.
Yeah, it's secret layer. That's secret layer.
I don't know each of the individual terms, so I keep seeing things like, I'm like, there's the Avatar: The Last Airbender set that's coming out. That's
a Universe Beyond. That's a Universe Beyond. So
that's
secret layer
Beyond, but it's not a set. It's a like backpack. Someone said it's like
it's like a set, but it's like a fat pat now. Like I don't know how they're gonna set it. It's just like there's only this many cards. They're not gonna come out with a whole set of those.
It's not
cards.
a whole set like the Final Fantasy.
Yeah, or like the Spider-Man set.
Now they're doing like Christmas sets for like Final Fantasy, which I'm excited for because some of the cards that they're putting in there I really want. But then the number one comment is like, this is bad. all these things are going to be poached by scalpers and sold for like 5 times more because people love the Final Fantasy set. And I was like, no, I want my Final Fantasy.
No, see, that's what I'm going to do. So, like, that secret layer drop that is happening for that, I have pre-ordered that because I know how much money is going to be into that. Yeah. And I'm not going to, like, poach it. I'm just going to keep them.
No,
I might. No, but no, so...
I mean, but here's the thing, right? Secret, if you're able to get a couple of them, it's worth it, you know?
Yeah. Well, like, the secret layer thing is just reskins. They're just reskins of something else. Like, the whole Office one. And they have like the Jello to white one. That's Ghostly Prison. That's the white. Yeah. You have to pay 2 mana.
Yeah, because I've been looking at the different cards and they have like the little banner up top that says what it really is.
That tells them. Yep. And then, you know, like, because some of my favorite sets were from Secret Lair. Like some of my favorite cards that I do like the art for. I love Secret Lair cards. Like they did Party Hard one.
I prefer Secret Lair over a lot of Universes Beyond.
I do too. Like the only Universe Beyond that I thought was okay and that fits in Magic was Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings and Final Fantasy are the only two that
those fit.
But those are like the only ones that are a thing yet. Because like Spider-Man, first off, I hate Spider-Man. I get like you put cards in your deck and whatnot. Enjoy, yeah, sure, have fun. I want a couple of those cards. I'm going to actually pay to get the proxies of the arena versions of them done up in card form because I prefer the art of that versus the Spider-Man thing. And what's also good, like my roommate Terry, like, you know, he likes spiders, he likes spider decks. He wants nothing to do with Spider-Man. He wants a theme with his deck. So I'm like, if I get those versions for him, he'll be able to play those in his deck and he won't be upset. So, yeah.
Because there's some pretty good stuff. Like, you know, they kind of, the whole web slinging thing is a little, there's that 3/3 Spider-Man that is 4 to cast, but you can pay web slinging, and that does not count commander tax. So you just pay 1 and then you can bring him out. He's a cheap commander. But, you know, there's like other things that work. I think the villains are actually better than the Spider-Man set, in my opinion. I actually have been building Prowler. So I was like, yeah, I'll do the Prowler. That would be cool. But you know, like that's the thing. Like some of the secret layers that they have announced, I've been like, wow, this is okay. I'm cool with all these secret layers. And I think that they have one more. So that was Magic Con that they announced all that, but they do have a press conference with Nickelodeon next month, and they are announcing something else. And I already know what they're going to announce that they're going to secret layer. It's Ninja Turtles.
I've heard that.
Ninja Turtles are already in.
They're
Smite.
Everyone can do
Nickelodeon just does it. You know? So it's got to be Ninja Turtles, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna buy those because those are great. But
I mean, the Ninja Turtles would be a good thing for like me and the guys to make a custom deck for, because we constantly are throwing out ideas. It's just like, oh, let's all make a deck around X, Y, and Z, and we all want to do it. But we haven't like initiated it, so being like, hey, we're going to do all the Ninja Turtles. Boom, great set. We randomize. I'm like, I'll do Leonardo. I'll do Raphael. Cool.
I think it'd be cool if they have Planeswalkers of those versions too, because I would love to play Super Friends again. That would be fun, and it would fit the team Ninja Turtles team thing. So I was like, man, that'd be kind of cool to do like a Super Friends deck. So yeah, it is what it is. Magic is Fortnite. Like that's what I just tell people.
Magic is now officially Fortnite. It's nothing more than a giant billboard for other franchises.
So here's a funny story about Magic that I had last week. I went into the local game store that I have been sponsoring.
Find familiar?
Yeah. Yep. So I went in and I was like, oops, Spider-Man stuff. I was like, oh, do I want to buy the $40 pack or do I want to buy the $5.99 pack? I was like, yeah, I'll just buy the $5.99. So I bought 2 of those. And I was like, oh. And the guy behind me was like, oh, I'm going to get the $40 pack. And they're like, okay. He rips open a $15,000 card. I was so upset I didn't buy that. But it is the Infinity Stone borderless foil. He pulled one.
Yeah,
right in front of me.
I saw it on the Discord. He added it.
Yeah, I was so upset. It was fun though. I will say I'm glad for that guy, and he talked to me about like grading it and everything, and I told him eBay does all that if you want to do it through there, because they have like an authenticator and an officiator for that, and then they just take like I think a 10% cut or something like that. So it's not too bad. But past Magic and everything else, it's
talking about Universes Beyond, Austin. Let's talk about a show that did Universes Beyond all the way through to 4 seasons. Austin, this week, we talked for like 20 minutes about Magic. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We're talking about Universes Beyond Miracle Workers. We're talking about Miracle Workers season 4, the end of the series. Honestly, kind of sad it ended. Sad it ended. I have thoughts and opinions about this season. I felt like this season was very close to the medieval season in the form of that there's no goal in it. It's just the life and them existing, and then the final 2 episodes are like a big event that happened that doesn't really matter throughout most of the season.
Yeah.
But I will say, first thing I will say, you can tell it was very cheap.
Yeah.
They are basically completely located to a single location through the whole story. Which is again how they kind of did the medieval one as well. But I will say the best part about this season that I liked, it wasn't about the love story between Daniel Radcliffe's character and Geraldine's character, because they're already together at the very first episode.
Yeah, they just.
And it's about them being married and living together in a post-apocalyptic world, which was it was a very nice change of pace from them being like, hey, we're not together, but we're kind of like always together, and then we kind of hook up at the end. I liked this a lot better. It felt nice. It had like a very interesting kind of story arc. And I really liked the world that they presented. Mm-hmm. Because it very much felt like a mix of Mad Max, Fallout, and just like Grudge Core, Terminator-esque, Mm-hmm. So I very much really enjoyed this season just on the vibes alone. But I have to ask you, Austin. Austin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Your camera froze and you just had your eyes closed. I'm like, did he fall asleep? Or did the camera like lag or something like that? But Austin, what'd you think of this season of Miracle Workers?
I was gonna say it was cheaply done. But it was in the style of Mad Max and across of Fallout, in a way, and I enjoyed that. There was some times where I was a little annoyed at certain characters, especially their pet. Their pet drove me nuts a lot. I don't know. I don't really think I really like that actor anyways that plays him. Or who...
I have no real issue with him. I think he always plays kind of more the buffoon character, it seems.
Yeah.
Outside of the first season, where in the first season he was just like an awkward guy,
Yeah.
But in every season after the first, he's always like the buffoon character, or like the jerk character who doesn't understand people, almost. And I think in this season, with him being a like pet man, or I don't know what you would call him, he felt a little more like his buffoonery and like acting funny or dumb fit the character a lot better than all the other ones. All the other ones, he felt like he didn't deserve his like station, and he had, because like when he was in the Oregon Trail thing, he was like a horrible person, but he was dumb, but he was married to her for some reason, and they never explained why they fell in love with each other to begin with. And then in like the second season, he was her sister. He was her brother, and he was like a dumb character, like didn't understand things, and that's all he was. Like, so in this one, at least, it made sense for his character to act dumb because he was playing like basically a dog without being a dog.
Yeah.
But sorry, keep going.
It was just I got to a point where I don't know, like I did enjoy the season. I thought there was a lot of fun little interactions. I laughed pretty hard when they like the first couple episodes where she goes to the dinner with Steve Buscemi and he shows up and they're at like an old McDonald's.
Yeah.
And he's like, we can do the ball pit later. I was just like, that's ridiculous. And I'm here for it. But there was a lot of like,
that was just
it was his house. Yeah. He had like a hologram, which I have so many questions about the hologram.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense. How does she fold laundry? How does she cook? All that other stuff. She can't. Like bullets went through her.
I actually don't think that she does anything like that. Yeah. She just has holograms to do. Like she just is a hologram. She acts like she's doing it, but the mess and everything stays the same. Yeah. And like I don't know. That's the only way I could think it worked. But it was a funny concept.
But I did like the concept. I did like the episode where they take the cube to the guy in the hot tub. That episode is phenomenal, and I loved it because like at the end they're like, "This is just a karaoke machine." And he's like, "We said he was gonna blow everyone up." And he's like, "Yeah, he's gonna blow everyone away with," and he's like, "Yeah, blow away with his singing voice." I was just like, "Yep, there it is."
Singing the waterfall song or something like that.
Yeah, TLC. Is that TLC Waterfall? Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say,
just like, oh, I liked it.
That episode is phenomenal. I will say, I did not like. So there was two characters I thought were kind of annoying. The dog was one of them, but also the android.
Really, you didn't like the android? Interesting.
Yeah, sometimes like for the first couple episodes, he rubbed off on me weird in the first couple episodes. It was just like, oh my gosh, he's this annoying character. But after a while, I was like, okay, I'm starting to warm up to him. So like at least like he had redemption there at the end, and I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. But overall, this season I enjoyed. Like I had no problems with it. It's kind of sad that it did not go anywhere else. Like this happened. It was great to see the girl back from Abbott Elementary. She played the one
teacher person who was making Steve Buscemi's son become Team Strong or whatever that.
Team Strong, that's what it is. Team Strong. He's gonna be knocking rocks in the mine. That was so funny.
Where's my boys? Down here, Dad. Like, how are you getting to that boulder? It fell on me as I was lifted. I've been here all day.
Oh man, yeah, it's just like dry slapstick humor, and I was here for it. I do think maybe that the reason why the show failed, it was on TBS.
I don't think it.
Well, no, I think why it got canceled was because it was on TBS.
I think I wouldn't call it failed. And even like cancelization isn't even bad either, you know? Sometimes cancelization happens for different reasons. I think the show was great. And I felt like it ended like the greatest thing about this show is that the premise of it being like each season is its own self-contained story, is they could do as many seasons as they want. And no matter how they ended it, it would all fit. Like, you wouldn't feel like there was a loophole or something that you had to keep going. I felt like the only season that had, like, a to-be-continued kind of setup was the first season with him and her dancing, and that was it, because you don't really get the vibe that they're together. But it's handled and done in a way that yeah, you would see that being the end of the season, the end of that story and everything, and so them doing four effectively stories of it, I thought it was great. I thought it was handled very well in each season.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I will say that it could be because it was on TBS.
Yeah,
I think because a lot of people don't see those, and I heard that it is getting a lot more traction now because it's been on streaming. That's usually how that works.
I think it's going to be just like Community in my book. When it was coming out, because it was on TV, only a very small portion of people watched it, and the people who watched it loved it, and they're like, hey, you have to watch this show. But no one would watch it because it was only on TV. And then, like you said, it goes out on streaming, and then everyone else starts seeing it. They start picking it up, and they're like, "Wow, this show was great. Why was it ever canceled?" And it's like viewership was just low. Like, and it's not the show's fault. It's TV in general. Like, people are just walking away from TV. They're going to streaming, and we're already at the point now that streaming people are starting to walk away from now too, because they keep jacking up the prices of everything. So, I'm not surprised that it got canceled, but I'm not going to be surprised whenever people start watching it more and more. Oh, yeah. It's a great show. I love it. I also, every time I see the man, I get really happy and giddy. Paul F. Tompkins was in this season too, and he played the Mutt character, and I have to say, you watch a comedian so long, and you're just like, yep, that's a comedian. And then they come out in like a gimp suit, and you're just kind of like, I don't know if I wanted to see this. And you had to really get used to it with like the John Bass, the dog guy, wearing it. And then Paul F. walked out. I was like, huh. I never thought I would ever be able to say I saw Paul F. Tompkins' nipples. But that's what this is. Like, you can't deny that. And yeah, it was just, I think the best thing I will say about this show, this series and all together, right? Outside of the acting, like, everyone did a great job acting. They had great comedic timing. Every single season, Daniel Radcliffe was crazy good at like all the scenes that he did. Especially when he got to be a little like creep or like freak boy, like in the ending of this season when he kills the one guy and they're just like, wow, why is he like that? It's like, yeah, I kind of lied to him. He's kind of a freak. And he's like, is he humping that dead body? He's like, stop that now. He's just like, yeah. Like, I'm like, Daniel Radcliffe is doing this on national TV.
Well, I was gonna say, like, Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
It didn't surprise me at all, because Daniel Radcliffe in the last like couple of years,
he's chill as heck, dude.
He is like he does whatever he feels like. Because if you've ever watched any of his movies past the Harry Potter thing, I actually enjoy his movies. Like, he did Horns. Yeah. I loved Horns. I thought Horns was a great movie. He did one of my favorite movies of all time, which is called Swiss Army Man, where he is a Swiss Army knife pretty much, but he's a dead man. And Paul Raniero, the guy that plays the Riddler in the new Batman movie, he crash lands on this, like, I think it's like on this like island or something, and he has to survive. And he finds out that this Daniel Radcliffe's dead corpse can do all this crazy magical stuff. And I enjoyed every minute of it. It's goofy and it's weird. And then he did the Guns Akimbo, where he gets like the guns like attached to his hands. So like watching him do all this stuff, I'm like, and people are like, wow, that's weird seeing Harry Potter. I was like, then you've never watched any of his movies past Harry Potter, because he's chill. Like, he does a whole bunch of crazy like projects.
Not only is he like chill, really like put together, really good at comedic timing. Like, that was probably the best thing I felt about him, was just he had great comedic timing throughout this whole series. He's also, after the last season, freaking shredded, dude. Like, when he takes off his shirt, I was just like, dang, dude, that's not just buff, that's like the definition buff. Where it's like, you're going to art school and someone's like, draw me a muscular person, you draw like a super muscular person. Now I'm just going to look at them and be like, you drew Daniel Radcliffe. That's all you did there. You just drew Daniel Radcliffe.
So what's really crazy, what's funny about that is, I don't know if it was this show or a show before this, but there was a lot of speculation that Daniel Radcliffe was going to be playing Wolverine. Because one, he fits the accurate height of Wolverine, but also he's built like that. Like, I saw like pictures of it, and I didn't know if it was this. Yeah.
There's no way Daniel Radcliffe.
He's got to be like 5 something, right? Maybe he's smaller.
Oh, dang. According to this, he's 5'5".
Yeah, that's my
Wolverine
wife's.
is 5'4", so
yeah.
No, you're kind of right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because like he's been talked about. Like, people are like, who should play Wolverine? Like, after Hugh Jackman, everyone's like Daniel Radcliffe, because it makes sense.
I didn't know that.
Because he's denied the rumors like multiple times about him playing Wolverine, because like
I mean, after seeing what he looked like in this season, he could do it. He could do it easily. And because of his style of acting and everything, I think he could also put it off pretty well. I think it's funny, because like he does a really good job. Steve Buscemi does a really good job. The only thing I'll say about Steve Buscemi is that in all of his characters, he has the same poshness to him. So he's like really defined and like talks the same and everything. He doesn't really like change up. And that's nothing against Steve Buscemi. I think that actually like works in his stead. It's kind of like people who really like John Wayne. They're like, oh, I love John Wayne. And then I watch like 5 different clips from 5 different movies and I can't tell the difference between the movies because it plays the same character in different movies, just dressed differently.
He's a 2-dimensional actor.
I feel like Steve Buscemi is like that. The only role I've ever seen him where like I felt like he's different. I'm not like I have to look at all of his different.
Oh man, we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to watch Boardwalk Empire here soon because
that awesome. That would be a good because I know he's in it and he's like a very serious character. I think
he plays a gangster. Like so he actually played in The Sopranos. Like back then he played like I think a role for like 3 episodes. And then someone was like, hey, have you ever thought about doing a gangster show? And he's like, yeah, that'd be great. So he did a whole HBO about like historical Enoch Thompson, which is really well done. But he also, some of my favorite things I'd like to see Steve Buscemi is when he is serious, he does like one of his biggest movies is Fargo. And he plays a cold-blooded killer in that movie. So, you're used to watching Steve Buscemi be comedic Steve Buscemi.
Well, I don't even think it's comedic is what I'm kind of like saying about him. It's more of like cadence. He talks the same in each kind of role he does. He doesn't ever like change up his like cadence of talking in order to get the like when he was playing the outlaw, he was still talking with the same level of like intellectual vocabulary as he was playing like the snake oil salesman in this one, Morris, right? I guess he did play God a little different because like in God he was like very much like not talking very intellectually, like he wasn't using big words or anything, but he was still kind of like, hey, I'm Steve Buscemi. I don't know. It like you said, I haven't seen some of the other shows that he's in, so we have to put those on the list then, because I need that perception change. Because I think he is a great actor. I think
Boardwalk Empire is one of the shows that I actually had in the back. But the problem is with Boardwalk Empire and HBO movie like shows, they are hour long. Like it's not, and it's like, and it's 10 episodes.
Episodes are hard, but they normally have good. Also, let's be honest, whenever they're like hour-long episodes, we tend to have good episodes whenever we watch them because there's a lot to talk about and they're like the story's very enticing when they're hour-long episodes. Yeah, but you've already watched it, so it's easier for you. Me, I have to watch it like super.
I haven't watched it for actually. What's really cool about Boardwalk Empire? There's a lot of people from Community that's in that show. I forgot about that. Yeah, because I never watched Community until I watched Boardwalk Empire when it first came out, and then I watched Community, and then I was like, wait, yeah, because the guy that plays the scientist, the biology teacher, he plays Chalky White in Boardwalk.
Oh yeah, okay, I know him.
Yeah, the convict that's like, oh yeah, I was in jail.
Yeah, you know what I realized? The big guy who was in the guy who won the cube. Yeah. You know who that was? I'm very positive that's the guy from Suicide Squad, the polka dot dude.
Oh yeah.
I believe that's him. Maybe. I could be wrong. Sorry, I just I was looking up the cast of it and then I saw him. I was like, wait a minute, I think that's the guy. Again, definitely should watch it. In my opinion, we should do it, even if we're not like devoting large swaths of time. Whenever we have a time where nothing is really like coming out or like finishing up, and we have a good long period before things kind of get rolling again, I think it would be a good show. Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a couple of shows where I've thought about, hey, we should watch this, because like there is like, you know how like I am with like Breaking Bad, you know, I believe Breaking Bad was like something that changed television history, and it was so good. The thing is like there's shows out there that have changed television history, like The Sopranos and stuff. And I thought about, hey, we could do The Sopranos because you've never watched The Sopranos. Even though like it's one of the most controversial endings of all time.
Which I've seen the ending and I don't know the context of it.
Yeah, but I think you'll pick up. Like a lot of people that I know that have watched it recently, like the guy I take care of just watched it recently, and he was like, I don't get it. And I'm like, didn't you listen to the episodes? Like I thought they clearly explained it, why this ended this way. And he's like, oh yeah, I never thought of that. It's like, that's someone I know. If they watched it, they'd be like, hey.
Awesome. So, I gotta go to the restroom. I will be right back.
Oh, okay.
You talk.
I will talk. Oh, there it is. He put the black wine down. So yeah, no. This show is very interesting on this part because it is a cross between Mad Max and of Fallout, because it's very inspired Mad Max wise, because you know they even said Road Warrior there for a minute. But they inspired it not by the crappy Mad Maxes. They actually inspired it by like one of the best Mad Maxes, which is Fury Road. And they pretty much put a spin on it. It actually reminds me of another movie called Turbo Kid. If you guys never watched Turbo Kid, you should. It's ridiculous and goofy, but it is post-apocalyptic like this. Hey, he's back. That was very quick. And now it's like a macro. There it is. No, it was. There it is. Yeah, there it is.
No,
so, yeah, I was just telling him, like, you know, this is actually more of a take on Mad Max Fury Road style. Yeah. And then I told him about Turbo Kid. Like, I was like, hey, Turbo Kid would be cool. Yep.
I remember watching that. That was a good show.
I like Turbo Kid.
Oh, the movie. That was a movie.
Movie. Starting to get old. Yeah. You're like, I love that TV show.
You guys
was playing that Halo on the Nintendo.
Damn on them haters.
It's on the Xbox.
I've been seeing a lot of like TikToks where there's just like me with dementia at the retirement home. It's like someone walks up to you and just be like, 420, dab on that. It's like, Grandpa, what are you talking about? And she's like,
dude,
Master Chief 4 in the library.
Oh no, like I saw a TikTok video recently that actually blasted me from the past, and it was the guy that does the voice for the Halo kill streaks.
Mm-hmm.
They asked him on a podcast, like, was there one that you were supposed to like that got banned, or like you guys didn't use? And he's like, yeah, there was one. There's one where like you kill your teammates multiple times, and if you ever killed so many in a long time, they'd be like, you've been chained. And I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, no. Dick Cheney's hunting accident. Yeah, that's you've been chained. But or Cheneyosity or something like that. I'll have to send it to you if I find it again. It was so funny. But all right, so back to this.
Yeah.
It's sad that this show did end. But you know, I'm here for all 4 seasons. I thought it was great where it was just, you know, it was I thought it was gonna like keep going on like the whole he's God thing and going on every season, but it changed. I only knew about the medieval part of it because I was watching a Watch Mojo video. It's like, hey, the best medieval, like one of the top 20 medieval shows, and this was there. And I was like, dude, Daniel Radcliffe, Steve Buscemi, I have to watch this. And then I was like, you know, so I liked it. It was good.
Honestly, I think that's what kind of like makes me like the show a lot more than I thought it would. Because as we were watching like the first like season of it, I remember watching the first season just thinking like, concept's interesting, it can be fun, I'm here for it, let's try it, right? And then they completed it, and when they started the second episode, I'm like, it was such a huge genre change that it kind of shook me a little bit. And after the third one, going into this one, it finally set in my brain like what the show was doing, the comedy, and like how it was handling everything. And I think I think it was probably for the best, because I think if the show would have just continued as the Miracle Workers from like season 1, it wouldn't have kept my interest as much. I think the characters from season 2 wouldn't have kept my interest more than like after 1 or 2 seasons. Characters from 3, and then characters from 4. I think of all these, the ones that had the highest staying power for like, I like the characters and I like to see what they do more in their lifetime, would be either season 2 or season 4. But show was still good. Like, I also like how they're all episodic episodes too, so you can watch them out of order and it doesn't affect the story, except for really the first season. I guess you could say the Oregon Trail one too, but in the Oregon Trail one, so much stuff happens that it doesn't really matter what episode you watch, because until you're on that last episode, they're still on the trail to Oregon Trail. It doesn't change at what point they are. In the first season, however, you kind of have to watch it in an episodic way to get to understand anything that may happen in later episodes that show up in the first couple episodes.
Yeah, so it looks like what I've looked up of like why it was canceled by TBS was, it looks like Daniel Radcliffe's contract was coming up, and he wanted to do like a new season. But the thing was the creative team, they were making, the seasons were making more money, and they asked for more money, and TBS is like, no, we're not doing that.
That's so the number one thing that TBS does all the time. Yeah. Isn't that what happened with what was the TBS show that did that? Maybe it wasn't TBS. No, it was Walking Dead, right? Walking Dead came out.
No, that's AMC.
AMC. Oh, okay. Okay, my bad. I'm giving slack to TBS that AMC did. Because if I remember correctly, the first season they got really good numbers, and then the next season they got really good numbers. And instead of them getting more money, they took away money from their budget.
Well, they just did that. Supposedly, they just did that with American Dad this season, because American Dad, they gave up on American Dad and said, "Hey, we're done, and we're canceling it." And so Seth MacFarlane shopped it around, and of course, if people are still watching that show and it's highly rated still, it would Fox instantly bought it. Fox was like, "Yeah, we'll take it." So it returns to Fox now. So yeah, it looks like wow. So it looks like there's only one original, but now it's not. The only original show that was left was TBS's was American Dad, and it's officially now on Fox. So there is no original TBS shows around anymore. That's crazy. That's crazy. But it looks like this show actually is still sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes since of March. Huh. That's interesting. I did not know that. I thought it was just... I gotta look that up just to make sure. It's sitting at 84%. But still, 84% is really good. Like, for that.
No, the show was good. Like, it deserves the high rating. I think what's interesting to me is how, one, the names on the show was pretty intense. Both Steve Buscemi and Daniel Radcliffe were executive producers, which explains their like connectivity to this show. Also, freaking, I'm convinced, like, if I see Geraldine in any other show that she's in, I'm gonna watch it. She did a great job. I very much enjoyed her. I think my favorite character of her was this season's character. I very much enjoyed her being like very self-confident, overpowering, where like in the last season she was supposed to be very like reserved, like she wanted to do stuff, but she was like, I gotta listen to my husband, I gotta do X, Y, and Z. She always played the character who wanted to like change and like do things and like be better and have a better goal. But in this season, it's like she was that already. Like, she didn't want to become that. She was this warlord. She just takes what she wants, you know?
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that, like, her, like, doing that power. I enjoyed the dynamic between her and Daniel Radcliffe this season, where he's like, I'm a wanderer, but, you know, my wife is the leader of the household, basically. And he's just kind of like, I'm here to make money because that's what I do now.
Yeah. No, I only remember her in one other thing actually. It was Marvel. It just recently came out, I think this year. It has the guy from Stranger Things. Hopper or whatever, the guy that plays Hopper.
Thunderbolts?
That's what it is, Thunderbolts. I didn't like that movie.
No, he wasn't in Thunderbolts. He was in
he was Red Guardian.
Yeah, no, he was in it, but he's in the one Scarlet Witch one. I forget what the
Black Widow. He was in Black Widow too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But he was she was in Thunderbolt. I think she played I think that they got her, they were going to make her Songbird. I think she was they were gonna make her Songbird. I don't know if they still are. Yeah, so but I know that I haven't seen I that's the only time I've ever seen her. But I'm gonna look her up real quick. She's in a movie I've been wanting to watch is Ohio or Ojai.
Oh yeah.
So it's got David Cross in it. That's why I want to watch. I like David Cross. But yeah. So yeah, overall, good show. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, so. No, definitely. I really like the show. I'll definitely have a handful of people to recommend this to. I think our friend Matt would enjoy this show. Honestly, I think him and his wife would definitely enjoy it. Because it just has that comedy to it that I very much enjoy, that I think he would enjoy as well, where it kind of pokes fun at all natures of things. So I don't know, I really enjoy it. And again, I like the fantasy / sci-fi, hi-fi, whatever you want to call it, jumps that they do as well. So that's something else. I've been trying to push this onto Mike and Chip because I'm like, I it's really good. I recommend you watching it. And so they already got me to where I'm like, yes, I would like this to keep going. What's also great, and I mentioned this before, and I'm going to just like reiterate it here. Another good thing about this show, right, is that if they ever decided to bring this show back, like make another season of it, no issue whatsoever. All they really have to do is get the cast together and they can make another season of this, no issue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 years down the line, they could do it if they want to. And I'm like, that's what's nice about the show, is that each season is not connected to each other, so they can be separate. So, pretty good. I liked it. All right, Austin. I think that will basically cover it for this episode of Bros and Shows. Highly recommend Miracle Workers. It was a great show. Very much enjoyed it. Loved all the cast, and I'll be looking for them outside of this show now. They're now on my radar, like because I've seen them in a show. I'm like, oh, I'll recognize, like, oh, that's the guy from Miracle Workers. So hopefully that will be fun. Austin, next week we will be watching, since it now has finished, Wednesday season 2. I completely forgot that that show was going on, even though I ate at Wendy's like 3 weeks ago, and I got like the little Wendy's
meal misfortune,
and I was like, forgot that. I forgot that was tied to that show and not just the Addams Family in general. But
I forgot all about, like, when I actually, speaking of the meal of misfortune though, like, I had it and I had the nuggets and they have like a sauce. Did you ever try the sauces?
No.
The sauces are completely random.
Oh no, I'm good then.
Oh no, and the sauce that I got was, I think, ghost pepper. And
I don't care, man.
And I was like, oh my gosh. But they dyed them red, and it like stained my pants. I accidentally dripped a little bit on it. It was like bad. I was like, oh no.
Bad. No.
Yeah.
It was
like purple red or something.
When we were playing Commander this Friday, we ordered from Wingstop. And when we were ordering like all the different wings, I'm like, I have this issue. Younger me loved hot sauce. Like, I would get the hottest hot sauce I could. I would eat it just to show that I could do it and enjoy it. And then I would just face the consequences for the next couple hours, you know? Now I'm like, I don't want to be in pain as I'm playing my game. I want to enjoy the food, enjoy the flavor. I want spice to it, but I don't want super spice to it. So now it's like, I see the hot sauce, I'm like, I wish it wasn't ghost pepper sauce or habanero. Like, if it was just like, yeah, habanero is like right around the flavor I like the spice, but I don't know, man. I'm getting older. I'm going to die. I don't want to die by hot sauce yet.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
All right, Austin. Well, that's it for this episode of Bros and Shows. I'll see you next week when we watch Wednesday Season 2. Yeah. So, Austin, thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you all so much for tuning in.